Boston. Old Flat Church is filled with people and is also filled with tension and excitement. Everyone is talking. The three ships, the Dartmouth, Eleanor, and Beaver, are anchored in Boston Harbor. The ships are filled with 90,000 tons of tea, but the people of Boston won't take the tea, and the British won't let the ships leave and go to another port. Why? Listen.
I don't mind keeping the tax on my tea. It's the rest of the I don't mind. I don't mind it at all. Only one company can bring us the tea, and they get to choose who sells it to us. So what? It's still cheap, isn't it?
Versus the tea, then what? They'll be putting tax on the church or taxing us right on the street. The British will not let Francis Josh take the darkness out of the harbor and sail us to the port. Francis doesn't want any trouble. The British will. Francis doesn't want any trouble. He's willing to take his cargo somewhere else.
The British don't want any trouble. They'll let us leave. You'll see.
If they don't, we have a little surprise for them.
What do you mean? Shh, there's Mr. Ross now. Look at him going right up to Sam Adams. Well, we're in trouble now. Sam Adams can take a fight with a newborn kitten. Oh.
The crowd inside the church is silent. Will the British let the three ships still loaded with tea sail out of Boston Harbor? They watch as Francis Rocks tells Sam Adams and John Hancock about his meeting with the British. Francis Rocks shakes his head each time Sam Adams asks him a question. Adams' face turns as red as his hair. A low murmur strikes in the audience and goes.
People of Boston, friends, the British will not let Mr. Ross take the darkness out of Boston Harbor. They insist we must take the tea. I'm sorry, they insist we must buy the tea from their agency, their agents only. They insist we pay tax on the tea. They insist we are not free to decide these things. Ladies and gentlemen, this meeting can do nothing more to save our country. They want us to take the tea, then let's take it. We'll turn Boston Harbor into a teapot.
We'll hold a tea party. The British won't ever forget.
To the darkness, we'll free your ship, Mr. Ross. Let every man do his right in his own eyes.
Shouting and talking excitedly, the people pour out of the church and head for Griffin Wharf where the three ships are anchored. Scene 2. Later that night at Griffin's Wharf in Boston Harbor, where the Dartmouth, Eleanor, and Beaver are anchored. Three groups of men and boys carrying torches board the ship. Some have stopped long enough to darken their faces with ashen paint so they look like Indians. No one says a word. The people on the wharf are quiet too as they watch. They know that there's no turning back now.
We don't run your own ships or always they stand aside. I don't have a choice. No, and neither do we. The British have decided for us.
The Boston men go to work quickly. They bring up chests of tea and dump their contents into the harbor. When all the chests are empty, the men sweep the decks of the ships. The people of Boston want to send a message to the British. They demand freedom and liberty will fight for it, but they believe in law and order too. Act 2, Scene 1, May 10, 1774, Griffin's Wharf. The Tea Party in Boston enters King George III and the British. A new set of acts or rules is forced upon the people of Boston. At Griffin's Wharf, a crowd gathers to read the list of rules.
They can't do this.
We knew there'd be a price paid for dumping the tea.
But this is intolerable. Closing the port of Boston until we pay for the tea, moving the capital from here to Salem, forbidding town meetings, making us feed British soldiers and put them up in our own homes.
They mean to starve us. They mean to close down our shops. If they close the harbor, no boats can come in or go out.
We left out the worst one. They've taken away the colonial assembly from us. And who chooses the royal governor? The royal governor chooses the members of the assembly. Who chooses the royal governor? Not us. We lost our right to vote on members. We lost our voice.
A fine fix you got us simply dressing up like Indians, morning perfectly good tea. Why pick a fight with England? We'll lose. And then what? Can't you read? Women, they're taking away our rights. They're treating us like children. They want us to be good and keep quiet.
As long as we send them both loaded with timber and fish and fur. They need us, our resources, more than we need them.
No, she's right. We've got friends in England. The colonies will get representatives in Parliament if we go slowly. That'll be the end to that. No more taxation without representation. The colonies will have a voice in England and we'll have a say in how we're governed. It's too late for that. He's right. These aren't tolerable. They're tolerable acts. Don't say I didn't warn you when you're on your knees begging the British to forgive you and they're not interested. Just don't say I didn't warn you.
If you love the British so much, why don't you move on? Come on, move on, move on. You've had enough time to read. If it were up to me, I'd have you finish every single tea we found in the harbor. Move on, I said. Come on. It was up to me and stuff every single week with tea down your throat. All 90,000 pounds of it. What's that?
Nothing. He was just telling me to keep quiet and mind my own business.
Scene 2. Later in 1774, war to the warehouse. The British closed Boston Harbor. Large amounts of coffee and sugar sit in some of these warehouses. These goods arrived before the harbor was shut down. These owners of these warehouses are now charging high prices for products. They think the people of Boston will have no choice but to pay for their prices. The women of Boston disagreed. A group of at least 100 women marched down to Thomas Wilson's warehouse. They were in a large cart and smaller hand trucks.
Ladies, what's happening? Where are you going? To Boylston for some coffee. Why is charging an hour away? Oh, I'll think they'll come down on its price for us. Mr. Boylston, Mr. Thomas Boylston, we've come for your coffee.
Ladies, good morning, good morning. One at a time, plenty of coffee. Price has gone up a bit, 6 shillings a pound.
Your keys, Mr. Boylston, we've come for your coffee.
Now, ladies, I'm a merchant. I must make my living. How will I feed my family if I give away my coffee?
6 shillings a pound of coffee? Shame on you, you're taking the food out of our children's mouths.
I didn't throw any tea overboard, ladies. If your children are hungry, it's your husband's fault, not mine.
You're a greedy man, Mr. Boylston. It's money you love, not freedom or liberty or your family.
You are free not to buy my coffee.
We have not come here to buy your coffee, sir. We have come here to take it. Now hand over the keys to the warehouse and we'll be quick about it.
I will not. John Hancock, help me.
Oh, I would give up the keys if I were you, sir. We'd like you to hand over the keys, Mr. Boylston, but if you'll not, we'll take them from you.
All right. Go and steal my coffee. I know better than King George.
The women got Boylston out of the cart. Then they wheeled the empty cart into the warehouse. Inside the warehouse, they worked as quietly as the men on board the 3 ships did. In a few minutes, they emerged with the cart loaded with coffee. Elizabeth Harrison stopped beside Boylston, who was still sitting on the ground.
You're the one pretending to be King, Mr. Boylston, charging such high prices, expecting us to make you a rich man.
I hope my coffee keeps you awake all night long. What's the plan to think about the God for? You may continue trying to make a good living for yourself in this world. You're a rich man. You know what I'm talking about. I haven't done anything wrong.
The woman of Boston seems to think you have done something wrong. I wouldn't go against them. Your keys, Mr. Boylston. It was a pleasure doing business with you.
The name for harsh British rule stuck, but the intolerable act backfired on the British. The act united the American colonies. Food and supplies flowed into Boston. Virginia called for a Continental Congress. Representatives from every colony met in Philadelphia in the fall of 1774 to talk about what was happening in Boston. Committees of correspondence sprang up. Committees of each colony reported about the British actions in its area, and how its colonists were responding. A lot of the British sent more troops in Boston. A year later, the British shot the American Revolutionary were fired.
Excellent. Excellent. Oh, that was good.